Is this real?
All right, so we're live. Colt, I'm Nathan Skeen. This is Colt Edwards. He's helping me out on our podcast. Um, we're going to call this the Blitzball Banter podcast. That's a mouthful. What do you think about that, Colt?
Blitzball banter. Let's just reduce it.
I mean, yeah, we can do that. Blitzball Banter. Um, Sounds good. So a little bit about us. We're here in East Texas in the White Oak Gladewater area. Um, a lot of the guys that play in our league here, we have 5 teams. We all kind of grew up playing sports, playing baseball, playing wiffle ball in the backyard, and we said, "Hey, we're 35 years old now. Let's just build a ball field and let's just go keep playing." And so that's
All
what
in,
we did.
all or nothing.
All or nothing. And so literally, we took just pure woods, that's untouched woods, turned it into a baseball field, and now we have a 5-team league. 25 to 30 guys out here playing on Sundays. It's a good time. A lot of hurt egos and pride, but good times in the end. For you that don't know what blitzball is, it is like wiffle ball, but is like a hexagonal. How do you say that word? You're the smart guy.
Hex, that's 5, right?
No,
No,
that's
that's
6.
pent. No, pent
That's
is
6.
6. Yeah.
Hexagonal shaped ball, like a honeycomb,
Mm.
like a bee. And so the creator of Blitzball, Aaron Kim, created this ball, and it makes it do some wicked stuff, some stuff that baseballs and pretty much objects thrown at you shouldn't be doing on movement and things like that. Use a standard
Basically, if you're good at sports, you're not good at blitzball.
bingo. That's what I'm talking about. Basically, it is like a wiffle ball, so you got a plastic bat, and there's the kind of setup on that. So very cool. We have a good time doing it. Shout out to Aaron Kim, who sent our league a silver blitz ball. 1 out of every
Ooh.
1,000 are made as a silver blitz ball. So he's given us some cool stuff. He's given us a strike zone, the official blitzball strike zone. He sent us some blitz balls. So my thing is it's the old Sandlot deal. Now we can play forever. So anyway, so Colt is he helped out on the field a little bit. We did some burning out there. We didn't light the woods on fire or anything. But he's going to
Yeah.
help me out with our podcast, and we're going to have some guests on from the league and things like that weekly. So it'll be a good time. Colt actually hasn't.
Who do we have tonight?
We got Blake Ware tonight. We're going to get to him in a second. But Colt actually hadn't got to play yet in our league, but he is starting out as a rookie in our spring season coming up in a few weeks. Stay tuned for that footage because that's going to be must-see TV.
Word on the street is teams are begging and bartering behind the scenes to try to sign me up.
Yes. Shout out to a couple of folks, Royal Tire and Off-Road. They helped us up with our signs. They got us some sweet-looking gear and some swag. Ryan Woodward over there at Royal and O'Brien Marketing Group for the sign. So we're going to get to Blake Ware tonight. Blake doesn't know this yet, but he was actually voted our Cy Young Award winner. So we're going to break the news to him on that. He struck out 82 batters in like 6 or 7 games. I don't know. He missed a few games. Unfortunately, he missed the playoffs, the World Series. So his team kind of got hurt by that. But nevertheless, he dominated on the mound this year. So he's our Cy Young winner. So we're going to bring him on here now. And so think of some good questions there, Colt, because he is the wizard when it comes to blitzball pitching. All right, we're going to get him in here now. Let's see if he gets it loaded. What you drinking there, cuz?
Refreshments.
I like it. Hey, there he is, Blake Ware, everybody. Blake Ware of the Lumber Kings. There, he's got a swag on too. Look at that.
Representing.
So, Blake Ware, dude, first off, thank you for being on the Blitzball Banner podcast with me and Colt. Second off, I wanted to congratulate you. This is new news. We haven't posted this yet on our social media channels. You have won our Cy Young Award. You are the Cy Young for our winter 2022-2023 season. So congratulations on that. and we're going to kind of talk about some of your stats here in a second. But Blake Ware comes into the league, Division I pitcher. So I think he was a unanimous selection in the preseason from the managers on winning the Cy Young. I know I voted for him. I know I didn't like to face
But
him.
is that because the rest of them don't know how to throw, or because he's good?
I would say he's just pretty good. I mean, he can control this thing, so it's pretty impressive. Um, he can locate, he can do all that good stuff. But 83, I think 82 or 83 strikeouts in what, 6 or 7 games?
I think it was 6. Yeah.
6 games. So we're talking like an average of, I mean, Colt's the math guy. What is that?
A bunch.
Strikeouts a game.
Brain hurt already.
It's a bunch.
Too many. Unfortunately, I fell victim to the strikeout many times when I faced Blake. So Blake, we're gonna get you on here, dude. We're gonna talk a little bit. Lumber Kings finished 4th this season. Talk about y'all's season. Talk about your players, all that good stuff, and just kind of the overall what you thought about the season, the league in general, things like that.
Well, for one, it was fun. I'll have to say that. I mean, for us, a bunch of old, washed-up baseball players, it was fun to get out there and just kind of relive moments, I guess you could say it like that. But to start up a league, though, really a lot of respect to Nathan, obviously. Building the field, and actually getting everything organized and players and stuff like that. A lot of respect to that man. Appreciate you doing it and inviting me to play. Even though we got 4th and I wasn't able to play in the final tournament due to my kid being sick, I still had a blast and was already – I mean, Nathan's got the messages. I was already telling him I'm already in for next season. Let's run it back. So, I mean, all the games were, I thought, fun. I mean, you always felt in it. And then the competition was always friendly and fun. So
do you feel like you let your team down?
Hey, nothing bad to say at all, because the whole experience was just – I thought it was going to be rinky-dink kind of wiffle ball, but once these guys started playing and everybody started getting that competitive bug back out, it was actually really fun.
And not as much running as regular baseball. Those bases are a lot shorter. And, with our rules, with the pitcher being a first baseman, kind of helped out some of these older folks, especially running around. So,
yeah.
So we actually, I wouldn't say due to Blake, but we actually had to purchase a radar because we had guys like Blake out here throwing literally 85, 88 from, 50 feet, which 60 foot 6 inches.
Equates to like 110?
Yeah, something like that. So
there were some complaints every now and then, and it's like.
So did you ever feel bad about striking somebody out?
Never, ever, and I never will.
No, Blake Ware's the competitor to the Bulldog up there, and like I said, there was no doubt that he was not going to take it easy on anybody, even if we had a juvenile playing when we had to have some juveniles playing out there. He was all in.
Do you think you could have pitched your team to a championship if you'd been able to play?
I think we would have had a better shot, but at the same time, Rag stepped up and I heard did a great job too. I mean, he was taking a dub into the last inning. So I mean,
no, he has a rag arm. Like that's the whole deal with him.
So he is true though. Jason Rag did get the Lumber Kings into the last inning with the lead, and literally the War Dogs just came back, and I don't even know how they came back, but they did it, and they found a way to win with that. So talk about Rag. He drafted you. You were his first pick in the draft this year.
Over his kid.
Well, yeah, So you got Jason, you got Cameron Rag, who also played Jason's son. You got Blake Williams, the famous eye doctor here in Longview. He played. And then you also had Jason Stringer, who had a pretty good year hitting. He was pretty consistent for y'all.
Yes, he was. Like you said, grown men had no mercy on kids out there, and bless little Rag's heart. Sometimes he just got the blunt of it.
Hey, I will tell you this: if he could go through that season and seeing this thing move and do things that baseballs aren't supposed to do, and he goes into his high school season here, I think he'll be in pretty good shape.
Oh,
comes from
absolutely.
that.
But word on the street was he was actually better than Blake Williams.
I mean, it was anybody's day to get up there and strike out 4 times, or you have 2 bombs like old rag would do. So I mean,
Jason did go yard twice in one
yeah,
game. I think he was how many you had one home run? I know one at least.
yeah. I had
Yeah.
one,
That's the furthest he's hit the ball in his life. I guarantee you.
but that's the beautiful part about blitzball because I mean, you don't have to have a pretty swing. I mean, you make the right kind of contact with the right kind of backspin, and I saw all kinds of hitters hit one off of me, and I'm just scratching my head like, well, okay, you know.
Yes,
So
yes. If I could say one thing about Ware this season is he did throw a few too many sliders that were hanging, and we had some swings and found some contact. And unfortunately, with these balls, like you said, you put some backspin on that thing, and it's going to go 250
yeah, and it'll just creep right over the fence, and you're just wondering what happened, you know. But
over the pallets and gone forever. So, but yeah, man. So, Cy Young Award winner for the first year, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, like you said, you missed the playoffs and due to the kiddo being sick. And how old is your kiddo now?
he'll be 3 in April,
3 in
so
April.
a little rugrat will be running around next season.
Oh yeah, he'll fit right in out there in the woods. No
Oh yeah.
doubt. So let me ask you a few questions, just about the season in general. What team did you hate facing the most?
The War Dogs, they took me deep too many times.
That's old
I
Chad
couldn't get
Watt and Bell Epps.
yeah, El Terrible. I couldn't get him out. He was probably the one guy I didn't want to face because he just had my number. I couldn't get him out, and for some reason, Heath Miller. I don't know why. I couldn't get. I mean, I couldn't. I had his button for a little bit, but he hit me harder than most. So
See, we need to edit this part out. Neither of those two can hear that.
Yeah, we don't need any heads getting
Yeah.
swollen anymore.
well, I'm just setting them up for next year because once I found their hole, it was over. But it just took me a few ABs.
So you hated facing the 5 seed War Dogs, even though, like I said, they're kind of sneaky because they got some good
Yeah,
players and they put it together at the end and made it to the championship.
they were getting hot at the right times, and towards the end is when I faced them for my first time, and White and Epps both took me deep. I think in the same inning. So it was just a battle of that game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Chad White had it. He was sandbagging there for a little bit, but at the end he kind of turned it on. He blames his knees and his bad arm, but he's going to go out there and compete just like anybody else in that league. Talk about just real quick what you thought of. You're a Division I pitcher. You've thrown baseballs all your life. Going from baseball to this thing, and how much like how much you had to compensate like for movement and things like that.
If you've never felt the difference, it's tough to explain. But anybody who's played in any kind of competitive, you can feel your release point. And this one significantly different. I was probably aiming 4 to 5 feet outside of a right-handed batter for my two-seam, if quote unquote two-seam that was moving so much. And I mean, but once you feel it, you can repeat it, but it definitely took a game to get used to. That's for sure.
Yeah. And even on
So
defense.
you feel like you're holding it longer?
Oh yeah. I feel like I mean, you're completely just crossing your body, doing everything you were told not to do growing up, and just, throw it over there. And it's one of those, like, you have to just trust it because your mind is telling you it's going to stay over there, but it doesn't. So,
but the crazy thing is pitchers, they got better as the season went on, and you could actually start locating this thing. Like this dude was painting the PVC pipe versus me, he was hitting the bottom right of the zone, which when the ball starts 5 feet outside and hits the bottom part of the zone for an outside strike for a right-handed hitter, there's no way you could even make contact. And then,
I couldn't hit a baseball there, so
yeah, well, there you go. And then of course breaking ball, over my head.
Mid-season, he incorporates a radar gun and then goes down on the PVC about inch and a quarter around the whole of that thing. So he's, he was handicapping me after he figured out about halfway that this wasn't going to fly at first. But it's all right, Skeen. I see what you did.
I got to get an edge on Blake Ware as much as I can, because he's such a dominating pitcher. I need all the help I can get.
You got mad after that 1-0 loss and 19 strikeouts.
Yeah. Blake fell into some bad luck. I mean, this guy's throwing like 1-0 games, 2-1 games, and getting losses just because the pitching started turning into more of a overalls from the league, better. And I mean, we're having 19 strikeouts a game, and I mean, it's not just swings and misses; it's just pitchers locating too. So, just part of it, man.
It wasn't just me. There's a bunch of other guys out there that can start that ball 3 to 4 feet, and it just doesn't look like it's going to be a strike. But the last foot and a half, it just comes back in and nicks that little bit of PVC. And I mean, what do you do but just tip your hat, because it's just one of those pitches that nobody can hit.
Yeah, I mean, you could locate like that, then all of a sudden the next one you throw doesn't move, and you're hitting the bull like Nuke Lelouch.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So do you practice at the house?
No, the only thing I practice is my little kid's golf swing. I'm trying to get him interested in. So
Colt Edwards is a golfer. He says he's a scratch golfer, but I've played with him before, and he's got some more work to do on the scratching.
Shoot, that's why I'm starting my kid young and on the putting green. So
there you go.
That nobody cares about putting. You can learn that later.
Yeah, ask Tiger Woods that though.
Tiger Woods. Well, hey man, we appreciate you coming on here. One last question. Lumber Kings are going to get at least 2 draft picks in this for the spring season. What are y'all looking for? And what are your projections this year? And by the way, Christopher Colt Edwards is going to be on the free agent pool. He doesn't work out, so I don't know why he's flexing. But he will be available to also play. So what's the Lumber Kings looking for? And what are you going to tell Jason Ragg in the draft room here in the next couple of weeks?
The draft a ball player and a hitter. That's all I'm going to say.
You already got the pitching under control.
Yeah, did you know that I'm the all-time hits leader for White Oak as a catcher, and I didn't even go to school at White Oak? I only played with them in the summers.
He's pretty good. Blake Ware's played with some good catchers in White Oak, so he probably can throw some more stats out at you.
No, I've slept since then, guys, so I don't remember much. So
all right, so all you're telling Jason Ragg, your coach, is say, hey, go get me a ball player and go get me a hitter, and we're going to be set.
Yeah. And we got to work on him staying down on ground balls. If you remember the game, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the game he's
talking about. How does he get up on ground balls?
He's across.
Well, he's 4 foot nothing, so he's already down there. I mean, he's shorter than
That's what I'm saying. So. How do you get up?
He had his way.
They lost the game because the ball went through 2 rags.
Both rags.
2 rags. Through their legs all the way to the wall, and that's how they lost one of their games. And so when we get Jason on this podcast, we're going to bring that up and mention that to him also. So anyway, Hey Blake, appreciate you coming out, man. Appreciate you being on here, and congratulations on the Cy Young. And I would say I'm looking forward to seeing you here in a few weeks, our season opener. But I would say I'm probably not on the field. Off the field, we're cool.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you having me, and I'm ready for the next season, man. Let's bring it.
Hey, congrats again.
Thanks, man. See
Blake Ware, everybody from the Lumber Kings. He's going to be about trying to get his second Cy Young in 2 years. See you, Blake. All right, Colt. What do you think about all that? You ready to jump out here at the ballpark at Diamond S and get after it?
Oh, I'm ready to get my speaker out there and talk some smack.
Yeah, we know you're good at that. Hey, everybody, appreciate y'all tuning in to us. We're going to try to do this weekly, and me and Colt will be here. And hey, anything that we talk about, it's going to be all good stuff, Blitzball stuff. But if it goes somewhere else, it goes somewhere else. So y'all be safe out there, Colt. Go to bed. It's past your bedtime. Appreciate everybody. See y'all.